Howdy y'all, I'm going to make this a quick video. You're going to see a two-parter actually. Last Saturday I went thrifting and I stopped at two stores, one of which was new to me, so we'll check that one out, and an old favorite place now that I'm going to keep going back to again and again and again, and that's the bin. So come along with me, enjoy this video, and I'll be back at the end.
All right, so I'm going to narrate this and do a voiceover. Looking through the toy bins right now, and they've got the toys packaged up. I didn't find anything interesting in there. This plate kind of caught my eye. It was a designer plate that was painted on the back, a Lori Siebert dish, but unfortunately there was a lot of scrapes and scratches in the paint, so I did not end up picking that up. Not sure if I should have picked those dishes up or not. They just didn't feel valuable to me, so I just left them alone. And I walked away from the plate as well. That was a bag of raw cotton balls. I didn't know whether I should take that or not, but I left that as well. Now I'm looking through the stuffed animals. A lot of stuffed animals to choose from. Found that little guy, thought about him for a second, but decided against it. Another little bag of toys, looks like Dora the Explorer toys. And then I found the Easter Bunny Father Easter Bunny, I don't know. And decided that he came home with me. He's the Commonwealth one. We'll take a closer look at him in just a little bit. After the stuffed animals, I went over to where there's china and kitchen goods. I took a look at this, but made in China. And it wasn't China, so stamped on the bottom. Looked at that plate as well, and again, I decided to leave it there. I'm not too strong on plates and glassware yet, but the more I listen to the Crazy Lamp Lady, the stronger I'm going to get, which, you know, that's one thing we do. We have to keep educated. Okay, this is where I found the German vase that I picked up. It's from West Germany, and decided to choose that since it's vintage. And here's a Sioux pottery, Sioux Native American. It's a black-tailed deer, owl black-tailed deer, wheel thrown, designed by M. Black-tailed deer, which I found out later, and I'll talk about that later, is Marie. So I decided to keep that. That china set that's in there, I decided not to take with me. This looked interesting, but I think somewhere it said plated, and so did not come home with me. That stayed. And again, made in China, stamped, left it there. Made in China, stamped, left it there. Now this silver down at the bottom here caught my eye. I saw the name Paul Revere and thought Revere ware, but in looking at comps, nothing really jumped out. And I did find this exact bowl, or that exact bowl right there. I found that online, and its comps for $8 or $9. It was not going for very much at all. I guess it's silver plated. It's got a beautiful tarnish on it, but it just wasn't going to be worth it for me to pick up. Although with that whole box ending up being $2, I just should have. If it's there tomorrow, I will pick it up. So looking at more of the silver stuff, and none of the silver came home with me. That, if I go back tomorrow, that may change. I'll take a look at it a little bit closer. The reason I'm doing a voiceover is there's a very wonderful conversation going on about a young lady's attempts to lose weight and how it's just not working for her, and that it must be a thyroid condition. I'm looking over here at the games, and the whole store could hear. I'm looking over here at the games and look at a couple of them, but the boxes didn't look in good condition. The games didn't seem to be anything outstanding. I did scan a couple of them. Comps were not that good, not good enough for me to grab them. This is where I come over and I find these ladybug succulent planters. And there's about 10 of them here. I walk away with 5 of them, kind of see how well they do, and then go from there.
All that box there, I brought it up to the front, and she said, "How about $2?" And I said, "For which piece?" And she said, "For all of it." I'm definitely coming back here. I don't have time to stick around today. I'm going to another place, but I'm definitely coming back here. They are really good. I handed her 20 and I said, how about you just give me back $15 because of the interest I owe on that quarter on the pair of shoes? And she said, whatever, here you go. Here's $15 back. So yeah, I'm coming back here. Don't you come and find this place. And it is called The Ben, B-E-E-N, The Ben. So anyway, on to the next adventure.
All right, I'm over at the other store. I'm not sure what the name of the store is. The lady told me there, but there's no signage on the store or not. It's kind of a secret place. They get these things caught my attention first off. I chose not to get them. There's no prices on anything, which was a little bit, it's caused me a little bit of consternation. I need to get me a UV light to check that glass out. But there was nothing there that jumped out at me. Again, china and glassware is not my strong point, so of course I go over to the china and glassware. I look at this tray. This is a glass tray. It appears to be back painted, or the paint is inside the glass. I'm not sure yet, but there was no chips on it or anything. But I decided to pass on it, and then I left that area and looked over here at the furnishings and against the little tchotchkes. Saw these plates here, and yeah, I see the spots on the back. I decided, well, I'll take a chance on them because, well, I could probably wash those off, and that'll be no problem at all. It looked like a dinner plate and a salad plate. Looked at that, but that was decorative. I decided not to get that. None of the china really jumped out at me either, and I may should have. Maybe you can let me know whether I made a mistake in not getting it or not. But I did pick up those two brown plates. This blue dish, there was no marking on the back. No marking for this one either. But there was a lot of things at the store, and the young lady who's the owner says they get them from like house cleanouts after people move and after the estate sale, or if people that real estate agent she knows will call her and say, hey, we've got a bunch of furniture left in this house, or we got some stuff left in this house, why don't you come get it? They've bought pallets in the past. They've bought storage units. She says they may be going back to buying storage units to fill up the place because 2020 there was not too many move-outs going on. But you can see there's just a hodgepodge of everything on the shelves here. I ended up picking up those two china plates, and then I picked up some ink cartridges, some expired ink cartridges as well. Some shoes here, nothing really stood out at me. This is going to be a place that maybe I hit maybe once a month or so, but I'm not going to go make it a point to go there every single week like the Ben. But they had a big section here coming up of CDs, VHSs, DVDs. Again, no titles were must-haves for any of these, and no computer games. She says there's a regular that comes in and gets computer games. Now I'm going through town. You can see Blue Valley Pizza. This is not Blue Valley. This is Dallas, Georgia, which is the set for Stargirl. So we're going to just drive home through that set. Coming up here is the diner that they use. It's Richie Rock's Diner, the Dallas Theater right next to it. That's all set. That's not a real diner at all. This mural you can see in a couple of the shots. And then here's the plaza here outside the courthouse, which I think they use as the mom's office. And then just a little bit down the street from that, we find the pit stop, where Stripes has his big robot car, and they meet up and do training and stuff inside the pit stop.
Hey, I'm back at the end. Oh, Josie wants to come up and say hello. Say hi, Josie. Hi, Josie. That's Josie. She's about to go out and see her brother and sister. My children are about to get home from school. So I'm going to finish this up real quick. A couple of things that I got. I got this Native American pottery. It's from the Sioux Nation. It's black-tail deer pottery. This went, I put it online for $10. Somebody offered me $5 for it. I countered it with $7.50 and they accepted that offer. So this sold within about 2 days at $7.50. Another piece of pottery that I got is this West German pottery. It's Karsten's pottery, Karsten's Tannishhof. I'm German and it's tough for me to say. But a couple things just attracted me to it. I like the pops of color here. The red clay, the dark clay I'm finding is indicative of Karsten's. There's a couple of hairline cracks in it, which I think affected the value a little bit. On the bottom, it's stamped West Germany and then 683-16. 683 is the style. There's a lot of cylindrical vases, and they're all 683, but each has a different spin on it. I didn't see one exactly like this. And the 683-16, 16 centimeters tall. So that's the height of it. So I think I put this online for $11.99 because of the hairline cracks and a couple little chips. That's a direct result of listening to Crazy Lamp Lady. Buy what you like and somebody will like it too. Stuffed animals. This is a Commonwealth Easter bunny. Easter's coming up. Easter's what you want to be buying for right now. It's too late for Valentine's Day. This is a father Easter bunny. I know this because the only other bunny that I saw like this from Commonwealth was a mother Easter bunny. Had a dress on. Well, the father has a bow tie. There's no date on my tag. On the mother Easter bunny, she has her for $39.99 online, but there's a date. She can actually say that it's vintage. I can't say for certainty that this is vintage. I think it is, but there's no way for me to tell the date. If you know how to tell by maybe the Commonwealth tag or something like that, then let me know. But right now, I could not date it, so I put it on the line for $29.99, but I'm open to offers. And then I got 5 of these succulent planters, different colors. This is the lavender and purple. There's a coral and magenta, and there's also red and black, the traditional red and black ladybug. I picked all those up, 5 of them up. Out of, I think there were 9 or 10 in the store. I only got 5 of them to see how they'd sell. They're on for $9.99 each. We'll see how they do. Then I went to the new store, and the new store, I picked up just a couple of pieces of china. I have no idea about these. These are, looks like J.F. Wildman. I have my glasses off because if I have my glasses on, all you see is the ring. They're Wildman china. It's stamped, and they're the wildflowers style. I picked them up, and I thought maybe some of these blemishes that you see on the back and on the front would go away once I washed them, but they did not go away. The spotting is there. So I'm gonna figure out how to clean these better and if they can be cleaned better. I don't know that I'm going to make my money back on these though, because I got these 2 plates and I got 3 ink cartridge boxes for $15. And I think I was just anxious to make a sale or to purchase something there because it was my first time in that store and I really wanted to make a purchase, and I think I just pushed it. So if you find yourself in that situation, back off and think here, not here. I wanted to make a purchase because I talked to the owner, I became friends with the owner while I was in there, and I wanted to make a purchase, and I just don't think that was the right purchase. We'll see. All right, so all that said, I know this is a week-long video in the process. I promise there'll be less time between each. Jessica Stansbury has told me that I can have 1,000 subscribers in a month. But because I'm slow and I'm not doing everything that Jessica says to do, she hit us upside the head with a video on that this week. It's gonna take me 3 months to do. My first goal is 100 subscribers. I think I can do that by the end of the month or at least end of 2 months. And once we get that going, critical momentum gets going. But I've got to go back and start watching all of Jessica's videos. You do too. Until I see you again, goodbye, farewell, and amen.